Welcome to
The Neapolitan.
Scoop Podcast.
My name is Steph.
My name is Shay.
And my name is Rose. Thank you for tuning into the Neapolitan Scoop Podcast, where you will get your weekly scoop. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, I keep asking you what you're waiting on, so we need to know. Subscribe right now, please. Today's topic is day ones and day twos. What do we mean by this? As the name suggests, there are some people that are going to be day ones in our lives and some people that are day twos. There are those who are tried and true companions who have been with us since the beginning. They have witnessed our journeys from the very first page or the very first time journey of our life. They have seen us maybe at our best and maybe at our worst, and their unwavering support provides the foundation upon which we build our dreams. On the other hand, we have our day twos, the dynamic forces into our lives, constantly challenging us to grow and evolve. These individuals might not have been there from the beginning, but they arrive just when we need them. Day twos are like refreshing winds that invigorate a sailboat, propelling us forwards on the journey towards greatness.
So let's get into these questions. All right. So first question. How do you defer your day ones from your day twos? What makes them different?
What makes your day ones different from your day two? Who wants to go? I can go first.
Okay, go ahead.
So what makes my day ones from my day twos different? Day ones, we have a longer history together. Because again, like Rose said, they've been there from the very beginning, like from the struggle years. So they know where you come from. They know where you've been through. They've been through those situations with you. You know, sometimes y'all go through it together. Versus day twos, they kind of come in when you've already gotten it out the mud. And it's kind of like now you're like rising to the top, and they're like that little push that you need that keeps you, motivated. They're the ones who look beyond the person that was struggling, and they're like motivating you every day. They're either doing better than you or are equal to you, so therefore they continue to motivate you to do better. And of course, if you don't have that jealous streak that some people tend to have, that the fact that you're doing better than you will motivate you to want to be better. So that's the difference between day ones and day twos. The sad part is sometimes the day ones don't excel at the rate that you do. So sometimes that can cause conflict because, again, there's sometimes that jealous streak, or I don't know, if y'all ever heard of people like when you have friends that you grew up with and then like you make it to a certain level in life and they start saying, oh, you think you're better than me. Oh, you think this. Oh, you think just because you're doing this now that, and it's really sad because that's not how you feel the majority of the time, but they see it that way because they're still at this level and you're at this level. And then you have your day twos at your level or above you. And to me, that's the difference.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you, Steph. For me, my day ones might be those people that, like you said, they started from the bottom, they know what's up. They know that side of you growing up on for me, it was Southwest Houston. They know we throw some hands when we need to. So my day ones, man, they know what's up, and I think they met a different kind of Rose that maybe my day twos. Like my day twos already know I'm the type of person, and then I'm like, man, I speak my mind, but for me to actually go from speaking my mind to throwing some hands, it's gonna take a minute because I don't let things bother me like that, But I think my day ones know that, man, it's a sizzling fire and it gets there quickly, you know? So it's funny that you say how, yeah, we do have those day ones that see you grow and they're like, man, you're not the same anymore. You don't be acting like you do anymore. You think you're better than me because you got a better job or blah, 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 whatever it can be, you know? And I've lost a few day ones because of my growth or my journey, or people grow apart too.
Mhm.
But then you have those day ones, like, man, I have somebody in mind right now that I call her and she's like, what's up, what's good, and we kick off like we never stop talking. It's like we ain't never ever like stop talking, and we might not talk to each other for about a year or two again. We see each other on Instagram, we see each other on Facebook, but once we sit down and actually talk, it's like we've never stopped talking. And with those day twos, because they haven't been through that process with you, because they haven't, come up from the mud, like you said, you might not be as open to maybe say some things. Like my day one, she know everything from A to Z on me, like that's the one person that if I die tomorrow, she'd be able to open her mouth and you'd be like, say, what? Rose did what? Be like, what was she
I'm
doing?
laughing because that's so true. Like,
Yeah. And I think my day twos are people that I have seen maybe a different growth or see me growing into what I eventually want to become. And are, like you said, they're part of that process as well. If they're not doing better than me, they're growing with me. But it's not like, hey, let's go down, let's go act up. Not
okay. And I guess just to piggyback off of both of you all, same situation. So, my day ones are just people who have been there since I was like in my preteen years, and I don't have many of those. It's really only two people who can, well,
Mm.
I'm gonna give or take four. It's about four people who can say they've known me like in my preteen years that I still actually have connections with them. Out of the four, they all may not be as strong, but these are still some people that, have known me since the beginning of time almost. And then I have two very, very, very close people that like you said, you link up with them. Y'all might have talked in a while, but when y'all finally connect, it's like y'all never miss a beat with each other. And it's just like that. And I was just with my best friend the other day, and I'm just like, we talk about anything, like literally just the most random stuff that comes to mind. And it's just those easy conversations in a sense because you don't have to force anything. Everything's just already there,
Yeah.
And then you have your day twos, just like you said, it's just people who have come about throughout this growth process of your life. And they may have come at the beginning of it, the middle of it, like, or at the end of it, or I don't think I'm in my end. So in the middle, I'm gonna say in the middle of this long life we have, you have people that come in the midst of that and they kind of like maybe match your drive, match your goals. And then they motivate you to be better and to kind of like keep pushing. And I always tell people, I'm like, I wouldn't be doing a certain thing if it wasn't for these certain particular people. And it's not that it's not my day ones, but it's just people who you have those conversations with on the daily who can just help motivate you get to the next level that maybe other people, because y'all don't have those conversations all the time, But each side is very motivating because, you have your friends who hype you up, tell you how good you're doing at everything. And like, they notice all the things you're doing. Even if they don't say it all the time, they still see it, and then they may say something at some point. But yeah, just people that you've known for a very, very long time. And you have that history and you have people who you've met throughout your process.
So you said your day one, with the day ones that you currently still associate with, you said go back to like preteens? Like
So,
elementary, middle school, elementary?
No. So, well, since we're getting into that, might as well go to question number 2. So question number 2 is, how far back do you and your day ones go? So in other words, did y'all meet in middle school, high school, etc.? And do you still communicate? And if so, is communication still the same? So for me, I've met all of mine, just about in high school. So whether it be freshman year or sophomore year, and I know I met my best friend. I don't know why I just best friend, but huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm like, what? Was you singing that song, Best Friend? That's by You Better. What? Okay. But yeah, so I met one of them when she came from Hurricane Katrina. They were fleeing from that in New Orleans. And it just so happens that, we clicked when she came down here and she never left ever since. And she's been on my hip ever since, or I've been on her hip ever since. And then the other one, we went to high school together too. And the other one is a guy. So I have a male best friend as well. And I have people who I grew up with, like as far as like who know me from childhood because of something. Or I have my friend whose name I'm not going to mention because we ain't mention people. But I have my other friend who I met in high school too. So yeah, I'm not from there, but that's what it said. And then I went to and that's where my other friend is. So yeah, I like to hop schools. I ain't like to be in the same place.
For me, I think I met my day one when I was in my freshman year of high school as well. The other one, I no longer talk to him. There was too much drama happening, and that's somebody I decided to cut off of my life. But again, I had met him in high school as well. And I think most of the people that, or the two people that I call my day ones, it was high school. I didn't keep too many close friends. I was my worry was something else. At that point, I already had my child, so I wasn't trying to make no friends. I was trying to get in and out of school. I was trying to get to work. I was on my grind in high school, so I wasn't worried about having friends. And those people that I still talk to, at least the two girls that I talked to, it was high school. It was my freshman year of high school, and I still, one of them I don't talk to so often, but she knows I love her, and she knows that me and her, we're always going to be there for each other. And the other one, man, I talk to her quite often. Like, she gets along with my wife, like that's her wife. They be texting each other, and I'm like, damn, you're supposed to be my friend, and she over here texting my wife, and they get along, and I'm like, bruh, I know you longer than she does, so calm down. But at the end of the day, one time my wife asked, what happens if me and Rose split up? She's like, well, shit, I'm gonna go on Rose's side. That's who I met first. She's like, I love you and everything, but I met Rose first. So I would say high school as well.
So the day one that you had to cut off,
yeah,
that like a mutual decision that y'all made, or you just kind of distanced yourself? Like you just kind of realized that
I think
y'all were growing up.
We now that I think we're older, we stopped talking, and maybe like 3-4 years ago we stopped talking, and it was more of me just kind of said, you're toxic, you're a toxic person. And every time I was around him, it was nothing like positive. It was always negative. And I really cared for him. I really love him to this day. I wish him the best, but he's one of those people that I had to pull out because I was like, you're negative, and I can't do that. I can't have people like that in my life. It didn't matter if I met you when we were born, but I can't have those negative people in my life. And one of my day ones, my 2 day ones, she was best friends with him as well. And she cut him off her life as well. And, every so often, I'm like, hey, have you talked to him? She's like, nah. She's like, I haven't. She's married now. She's, she's handling her own with her wife. So she's like, nah. She's like, we're different. We're different paths in lives now. And I think my path and her path more closely match than his path, because he's still single. And I think he's about 35 right now, and he's still single. And me and her already bought our homes. We're already trying to get our stuff together at home. She has 3 kids with her wife. I have mine. So I think me and her kind of more match in where we are in life, with him where he's single and his drama, his girlfriend drama, and this girl did this, and we're like, bro, that's too much. Like, don't. And then you want to be negative when you're around us, and it's like we don't want that negativity. Like, we're trying to grow. We ain't trying to be like on that high school shit, bro. Like, bro, grow up. And I think he was stuck on that high school shit, and we're like, nah.
I can't stand people that stuck on high school shit. Like in any circle, y'all get around each other, all of a sudden they start talking about, oh, you remember such and such from high school? Man,
we're like, bruh,
you know how much I done since then? How many people I done met? And you want to holler about little John from high school?
Little John John, who's still in the hood, got 2 kids, got child support.
I don't remember him.
I let that one go. His ears itching.
It's gonna itch some more because I got more questions. Not to take your role, for Shay. I'm just, adding some.
Away.
But so do you think that the reason like he was being so negative is because he wasn't in the place in life that he wanted to be in? Like
maybe,
and nothing to just be positive about. Because like when y'all met, was he negative or did he become negative with time?
I think he had always been like
a negative Nancy.
Maybe not a negative Nancy, but he was always like todo le pesa en la vida. You've ever heard that?
Oh, like he didn't count his blessings. It was like everything was.
Yes, like in what was that donkey call from Winnie the Pooh? Eeyore. he was an Eeyore, like
Debbie Downer.
Okay, like it's just.
With Debbie Downer that's currently like I currently talk to him and I'm like, oh my goodness, bro, do you have anything positive to say? Like walk in, like do you wake up and be like, damn, I woke up today.
Oh my god. Another day. Yes. And I think at one point it was just like, bro, I can't do that.
That is like, can you imagine you wake up and you just like all excited and then you meet this little Eeyore and you just like, oh, it just drains you.
That's my baby.
Okay.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's definitely understandable. I can see why you have to.
Yes. I can't.
So my day ones, we go back to like 5th grade. So we've been down for like some time. And they've like, when I say they've seen it all, they've seen the Mayweather stuff. Like, yeah, that's what they used to call me, Mayweather. So, I was very, look, when I say, but they was always down, like, always down for the cause, like.
Hit first, ask question later.
Yeah, they got on my ass after the fact, but when shit was going down, it was like, shit, it's going down, but. Yeah, definitely. We go back to like 5th grade. They've seen the baby daddy drama, graduation. They've been through almost every. That's crazy.
Life event. Yeah.
Milestone that I've accomplished. Up until now. So yeah. So we met in 5th grade, which is what, elementary, and we do still communicate. The conversation isn't what it used to be. I will say that, because we've evolved. Like you said, like start, having children, getting married, buying a home. It's like the responsibilities change, the conversation changes, and like you say, like the things that you have in common kind of change, but that doesn't change like the relationship. Like I still rock with you. If shit hits the fan, it's like now, if we're somewhere and a fight is about to break off, I'm not going to jump in. I'm going to tell you, bring your ass on, because shit to lose, So I've had situations where my friends have said like, oh, like, they be trying to fight and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not trying to fight. Like, I got to make it home. Like, and then, working where we work at, I'm like, I'm not trying to be over there. So, have definitely feel like I've changed a lot from what I used to be when I didn't care. When you're 24, 25, you don't care. You're like, bitch, what? So I was the type that I didn't do a lot of talking. So when shit broke off, they just looking like, what the fuck? This bitch just started some shit. And but now I've evolved a lot. So like I said, conversations have changed a little bit. So yeah, that's how far back me. And have I cut off any day ones? No, I don't think I've cut off any of my day ones. Usually before I cut people off, I give them a break, because sometimes I have felt the need to, but I sit up there and I look at the history behind the relationship, and I'm like, do I really want to lose all of this behind a misunderstanding or us just similarities, us just evolving at different levels? And sometimes I just have to take a break from them, just like you would take a break from a job and go on vacation. It's like, I'm just taking a break.
I do like Cardi, and I'm quick to cut a bitch, so
ain't nothing to cut that bitch off.
Yeah. I will say that in order to like maintain those day one relationships, it definitely takes work and effort. And I simply just say that because me and one of my day ones just had a conversation the other day, and we find ourselves always talking about what our issues are, but I guess the last time we talked, we hadn't hashed things out fully, even on her end. But then finding out, like, it was almost like my friendship was at risk because we became and what I learned was a term table side, or however you call it, basically
side table?
saying like side. No, not she ain't called. I forgot. No, it's not called side table. She just called it table surface level. Oh, that's what it's called. I'm like, it's table something surface
level.
Yeah, I had to figure that out. But anyways, she said we had became so surface level. And I didn't know what that meant at the time, so I had to look it up. And I'm like, so basically we just only communicate like on a phone or every once in a while, or I guess she just felt like we wasn't being who we usually are, and it was multiple things involved in that. But it sucks when your friendships are almost at stake, especially ones you really do value.
For me, it's like my day ones, I don't have to tell them. Like, it's just they know, and I think that if it's a friendship takes time for me to actually get them to be on my good side, it's like, nah, you ain't my friend then. Because you should already know, if you really are my friend, I'm gonna be there when you need me. I might not be there every day, but I'm gonna be there when you need me. And same thing with like I said, my day ones, they already know. It's like, hey, I need y'all. They've called, they've texted, they've asked about my wife, and they were the first two people who asked me. And it's like, you don't have to tell them. They'll just be like, hey, what do you need? What do y'all need? What's going on? Well, how can we help y'all? And it's even, I don't know. It's just, for me to invest time, and I think that's why I cut that other person off too, because he was just taking a lot of my time, a lot of my investment. And it's like, why do I have to invest time in somebody that's been knowing me for almost 15 years or more now? We're going on 18 years of knowing each other. And it's like, why? Like, you already know how I am. I know how you are. Why are we having to invest time? Like, no, like, we should just be able to take off. And if friendship takes investment in time, that's not a true friendship, at least not for me. It's like, no, I don't need to. That's too much drama. Like I said, it's like, nah, you acting like a little bitch. Can't do that. I got too much going on, and they got too much going on in their lives.
We did need to talk about it, so we did talk about it.
But you like talking.
Do I like talking? I don't like talking.
You like talking about your issues, yeah. Just like,
maybe I should talk about my issues.
No, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, that's just how you are. It's just like with me, it's like,
yeah.
I can't hear you.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
Now we can.
No, I was saying it's okay to talk about your issues. I mean, some people don't. So
yeah,
like who you are.
It's just you're that type of friend. I'm not that type of friend. I'm that. And I guess that's why I only have 2 day ones.
Nah, I don't. I mean, so I think it's fine. I like to talk. I don't talk about all of my issues, but I do like to talk about some of them. I'm a good listener.
I'm not a good
listener. You like to hear people. You are.
I'm not. Apparently, if you ask my friends, they say I don't listen. So,
you're like, But like, I've been sitting here listening to you, and I'm not a good listener.
It's because of what I don't retain. If I don't retain it, then I didn't hear it. But I heard it the first time. Why do I have to retain it?
So you choose not to hear it. That's what you're saying.
I'm hearing it. I hear it as they say it. But it just depends. Like, it has to be like life altering for me to really remember it. Something major. If we talk about everything up under the sun, then some stuff gonna slip through the cracks.
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree. It's like point A, B, and C. Everything that's in between. If it wasn't big, if it wasn't, yeah, I get it. Makes sense.
But I was saying, something that Rose mentioned that kind of brought something to the light is, that's another thing. Like sometimes when it's hard for, like when you go, like when we're young and our day ones are people that we meet when we're young and when we have less responsibilities. So therefore we have more time to invest with them. But then as we grow and we start carrying on more responsibilities, we start to distance ourselves a little bit because we don't have the time. And some of our day ones who haven't gotten to that, to that level of responsibilities, they're still like, oh, I still have the time, but you don't have the time. And sometimes they take that, and feel some type of way about it. And it's like, it's not that I don't, that I feel any less about you or like I don't care about you or your problems. It's just that I have my problems too. And sometimes you just have to be understanding. And at the end of the day, as a day one, if a true issue really comes about, you're going to say, hey, I need you right now. Then I'm going to put everything on pause. Listen, but I can't listen to every little thing. Like Shay said, it's like some of that stuff going to fall through the cracks, because, we all have, we got responsibilities. We got bills. Like these bills got to get paid. Before we were staying with mom and daddy,
Kids.
so you can call, like, hey, let's go to the club, and hey, let's go to the club because I don't have no real responsibilities. But when you start having a mortgage or rent to pay, a car note, children to take care of,
you got to
drop off
get
at
up
school,
early in the morning. It just takes away from all it.
It really does.
That when you have those day ones that don't understand that, those are the ones that end up getting cut off. Because at the end of the day, if you're really down for me, you are going to be understanding of the fact that I don't always have the time. Sometimes you just gotta, I need you right now. And that's what it's gonna take. You can't read your mind. I got too many minds I already gotta read. So yeah.
You just gotta say Power Rangers assemble.
All right, just come on, let's do it. We want to thank you for tuning in to our podcast. Again, if you enjoyed our content, please subscribe to our channel, like, and comment. We love feedback. While you're at it, go follow us on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, and iHeartRadio. You can also find us through Instagram, go follow, and TikTok. Also, if you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss, or if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, feel free to email us. Again, thank you, and see you next week for your weekly scoop serving. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.